I apologize. Honestly, no. Thank you for waiting for me. Let's get into it. Oh, you know what? Maybe I should put it on. Is this on? Oh. Oh, okay. I'm about to say. 5, 4. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Level up. Good morning. Hold on. I wish you well. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hello, all. How are we doing? Is everybody doing good? Okay, let's see. Let's try to get this to Patreon. Make sure everybody hits the like button when you come into the room. You know, I tried to post that, oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. The damn book, and the link on Patreon did not work. Thanks, Rose. You're so kind. We love you. The link does not work. Okay, we're gonna delete this. Okay. Oh my God, we're getting a subscriber. Okay, here we go. Like. Hit the like button. All right, let's go. So, I don't know who the fuck that is. Okay. Okay, here we go. So, good morning, happy Monday. I really have to just go ahead and maybe equate that Sunday conversations might not be a every Sunday thing. We might do like 2 Sundays a month, okay? We might not can do all of that, you know, because yesterday I was gonna come live when I got home, but when I got home, I just wanted to relax, you know? So, okay, September wisdom. I posted a video on TikTok, and I basically was telling them about how men's spiritual lesson is to realize that they're not a man in this lifetime. I mean, that they're a man in this lifetime, not a woman. And it was so funny because if I could be real with y'all, like, there was really, honestly, I'm not even sure what made me even want to post that and talk about, like, what made me do that video. I've talked about this before. I've always said this. You come into this lifetime as you are because there are certain lessons that you have to overcome. If you come in this lifetime black, you probably were another ethnicity before, and you have to learn the lessons of being a black person in this one. It's simple. If you were white, same thing. You're another ethnicity, you come into this, you know, to learn, overcome lessons. One thing that September is going to do is So this is going to be a very, I guess, a deep spiritual like thing. It's not going to show up in everybody's life the same way. But we talk about the Akashic Records. I don't talk about it often because I just feel like it's really nothing to talk about. It's a book of wisdom that literally has nothing to really do with you directly. It's kind of really above you. It's like the holy grail of books. So yeah, possibly. So it's a holy grail of books. Now I'm not going to go into depths about it, but I'm wanting you guys to understand that. So the Book of Akashic Records basically has a lot of wisdoms and facts of past lives that have already been proved. Okay, and because this basically goes into play with how society moves, is that the Akashic Records has a lot of information that I guess you could say most people don't understand. Okay? And something that's been coming up is the fact of that so many people are victims of being gaslit. And a victim of being gaslit is someone that doesn't trust in themselves enough to know that something is a lie. Okay? And it also goes into the fact of that you have a closed heart and you have closed ears. And the only way that someone can open your ears is that they have to pull at your heartstrings. That is not a good look. September is going to be full of that. There are two sides of a story, but there's always one truth. I don't care if somebody says, well, that's my truth, that's your truth. We can all have a truth, but there's only one truth in the dynamic between individuals. Okay, it's very simple. September is going to be a month of that. If you open your heart, your ears will remain open, meaning that you will be able to hear everything you need to hear. If it's a lie, if it's the truth, whatever it is. A lot, like, I'd rather you be in a position to have an open heart and open ears than you to just close yourself off from information. The information might not be suitable right now. It might not be something you can utilize right now. Everything will add up by the end of the month. Everything will add up by the end of the month. You might not understand why somebody's saying what they're saying now. You might not understand it. You might not understand when somebody is disclosing certain things to you. You might not understand certain downloads that come to you. You might not understand it at that moment, but it will make sense by the end of the month. This is something that we have to forcefully and we have to very strictly learn in a month. You're probably like, why 30 days? Like, that's time is an illusion. Time is an illusion. But because of how the transits are moving and how things will be coming out of retrograde, going back into retrograde, turning around each other, oppositioning each other in September, babe, you need to be able to hear with an open heart so you can peep bullshit. The Akashic Records is open and it's giving out information as if it's the front page news. A lot of people are speaking a lot of front page news information, and what's happening is it's going right over people's heads. So people are going to be placed in certain predicaments in this month that they if they would have just listened and just held on to the information, what they're going through, they could get through easily. So many people aren't listening. This month particularly, I'm not sure what it is. I think it's also because there was a shift in the masculine energy that just happened recently over the last couple of days. But they're not listening. And because Saturn just went back into Pisces today, the North Node is in Pisces, your biggest test is going to be, can you listen? Can you hear a red flag? Can you hear an issue? It's not about closing yourself off. So many people, they don't listen. They don't. And I think I'm more disturbed by how so many people won't listen, but they speak. One thing I always tell people, if we're arguing, I say you can't talk and listen at the same time, so pick which one you gonna do. It's not about that. I don't want you to get your point across, but I'm a very solution oriented type of person. So therefore, if you want to convey a message, if you want to convey a point, if you want to convey a issue, you can't talk and listen at the same time. I've never seen somebody be able to do it. So therefore, figure out which one you gonna do. You gonna either talk a lot in September or you gonna listen more. Which one is it? Which one is it? See, me personally, I'm going to say what needs to be said, but I'm going to be listening a lot more. You will be able to trip people up in their bullshit. You will be able to hear when things are trying to, fluff. You will be able to hear it. The ears are connected to the heart this month. Remember that. Repeat it back to yourself. My ears are connected to my heart. So at any given moment that you feel like your heart is being closed up, so will your ears. They are connected. Okay? I need everybody to pay attention. I'm not one to sit here and try to, act like, oh, everything's great. No, everything is really getting scary because the Akashic Records opens up, and it doesn't open up, and this is analogy speaking, but it's what's happening, but just it's better if I explain it this way so you understand. The Akashic Records doesn't open up to people's request. You don't just go into the Akashic Records like a library and go pick up the book for the topic you want to learn. That's not how this works. The Akashic Records opens up as it's needed. So even if you don't understand it, it don't care. It still will put the notice on your door. It still will bring you the file and say, here, you need to read this. It doesn't open up as you want it to. Oh, I want to learn about my ancestors. I want to learn about who I was before. I want to learn about what I'm here to do. They'd be like, access denied. Because see, you're going into it with a certain intent. You're going into it with a certain mindset. That's not how things work. God don't tell you things just because you want to know. He tells you the things that you need to know. And see, that's the thing. Everybody thinks that they're being told something so they can act upon it. Some things are just told so you know you're informed. The Akashic Records doesn't open up as you want it to. It opens up as you need it to. So when people be trying to and I'm not trying to discredit anybody, but I just want everybody to kind of open their eyes and their ears. When people when I hear people on social media talking about, let's access your Akashic Records, I'm always like, what the fuck? I don't want to discredit them. I don't want to make them seem like they're crazy, but it's at the same time, that's not how that shit works. If this was something that we could get into based off our want and not our need, the world would be in way more shambles than it is. The cures for things, the truth behind things, the formula to how to create certain things. The world would be in shambles if it was based off if we went off want and not need. So it's opening up as you need it. You will now be able to inherit certain wisdom that you probably weren't able to comprehend before, but you'll get it now. You'll get it now. You'll get certain information that's been repeated to you and repeated to you and repeated to you. You'll get it now. I promise you will get it now. So many people love to sit here and be like, oh, you will get it now. There won't be any confusion. The only reason why there's been so much confusion is because of the fact that people are fighting with this to open these. And one thing about it is I feel like there's only one side of everybody's ear that's open. Now, the side that's open, that depends on the individual. But so many people, there's only one side of their ear that's open. And see, that also goes based off of the energetic field and the energetic force that you'll be working with. People that they right ear is open, they're only focusing on their actions, their ego, their drive. People that only got their left ear open, they're only listening from a spiritual. They're only trying to be receptive. There is no movement. These people are only listening to put out, and these people are only to be poured into. It's not working. Both ears have to be open so you know what to move on and what to just sit with. So many people are really losing because I don't even want to say that because I can't really determine who has their right ear closed and who has their left ear closed. But I'm going to just say this. So many people are losing because they getting information and they not doing things right with it. You getting this information about this person, you want to hurry up and confront them, you want to hurry up and do this. Stop. Don't do that. That's not, your purpose is not to check them. Your purpose is to be informed. Your purpose isn't to act on certain things. It's just to be informed. Do y'all not know the smartest person in the room is the most informed? They might not need to educate every individual, but they are informed. You know, it's like Jesus. I'm going to use the Jesus analogy. You know, when Jesus was like, one of you will betray me tonight. And everybody's like, who? Me? Is it me, Jesus? And Jesus said, it's one of you. It's just one of you. It's just one of you. Is it me? Is it me? One of you will betray me. One of you. He didn't necessarily need to act upon it. He knew exactly who was going to betray him. Have y'all seen the little skit? It's a skit that this guy does, and he does this. And I think Peter was like, I'm going to get you tonight. And Jesus was like, I know. And then Peter was like, you know? And then David was like, what you say? Like, let's get it cracking. That's the energy that this is. This gives me, of information, but there's nothing for you to act upon it. Right now, because the North Node is in Pisces and Saturn is in Pisces, let's go ahead and discuss a couple things. Now, if you were on my timeline shift live that I did a couple days ago, I just posted it on YouTube for replay because something was saying hold that information, just hold it, and that gave me the exact example of how we're going to be in the world right now. Hold on, baby. I'm gonna tell y'all later. Oh, and I forgot I needed to add that article that I was reading. Okay. So I want us to remember a couple things. So the North Node in Pisces is basically where your life path is focused on a spiritual awareness, compassion, healing, and creative intuition, okay? Because we're in that South Node, we're moving away from control, perfectionism, and rigid analytical thinking, okay? This placement calls for trusting the unknown. So many people wanted to fearmonger everybody when Saturn went into Pisces, when in reality, Saturn and Neptune have a big agreement, okay? Because you also have to remember that Pisces is ruled by Jupiter. Everybody in astrology always talks about, oh, you want to be blessed by Jupiter. You want to be blessed by Jupiter. That is not the truth. Do you want to be blessed by Jupiter? Yes, 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 clock it. But you really want to be blessed by Saturn because Saturn will be something that's of longevity. That's the whole thing about it. So many people are like, oh, Saturn is just all strict and but if you look at people that have gone through their Saturn return and people that are going through their Saturn return, Saturn and Aries, you realize, well, they'll realize this going forward, that it's a reward. Most people go through all this turmoil and these hectic, Saturn returns because they don't listen. I've gone through my Saturn return, and now it's going to go back into my Saturn and Pisces. And I'm going to be honest with you. My ears are alert like a hound dog. I'm hearing everything, and I'm next. People are saying it without even having to say it. You don't, it's crazy because motherfuckers is not even making it past 24 to 48 hours before information is being relayed to people. I told you guys I went to go watch the Relay movie, right? And I haven't talked about it because I felt like it just wasn't ready yet. So basically, I'm going to give you a rundown. I am going to do a spoiler alert. I'm so sorry, but these are key points that I needed to see so I can tell you how it goes. So basically, this guy runs this company, and he runs a company to where whistleblowers are safe from the company that they basically snitched on. And they make an agreement that they won't say anything and they won't retaliate on the person, and it goes from there. He uses this service for deaf people or or blind people, I don't know. He uses this service, it's called Relay. And basically, he calls into a service, they call the person, he types all the messages, they say everything, there's no record of it. Okay, are you listening? There's no, they don't record the calls. They don't have anything up there. They don't have any any like files. They don't have anything. They don't have any records of anything. Okay? Just remember that. When he calls, he can give a code word. So what happens is he calls, the person calls and they go, hi, this is so-and-so from the Relay service. You have a caller. Have you done this before? The person says yes. He has a code word, credit or debit, and the person says check, okay? Basically, everything that he says is typed out. They read it to the person. The person says their response, and then they say go ahead. Their go ahead is typing back to that person, okay? The way this is set up is the fact of that the person that's trying to get saved from the whistleblower, the company now gets involved, all right? Now, listen. So I'm going to fast forward because I don't want to tell you the whole movie, but I'm going to tell you some of it. The movie basically is saying, don't trust people. You can't trust everybody. So the girl comes in and the girl basically is like, I have information about a food chain, basically, that the people in the world are there's something that they're doing to modify food, and they are, what was that? Oh, we're about to get funded for money, and you know, whatever. So she took all the data. Come to find out, this bitch was lying the entire time. She was lying the entire time. She was actually from a pharmaceutical company, okay? She was from a pharmaceutical company. This is how I know for a fact that people need to be paying attention to a lot of things right now, okay? The company of Relay, when the bounty hunters tried to come to the Relay company, they had nothing, okay? She betrayed him. He basically went down his boundaries, showed who he really was, let her hear his voice, show her what he did. Like, he let his boundaries down. Saturn in Pisces is the epitome of that. When you let your boundaries down, betrayal comes into it. Don't let your boundaries down. Betrayal will meet you right at the front door, okay? Keep your same routine. Information is based off when you need it, not when you want it. Sometimes you know things and you're just supposed to be in the know. Okay? Y'all need to go watch that movie. I was shocked. I was shocked. He went through hell and high water to save this damn lady. For her to end up being one of the bounty hunters from the pharmaceutical company. And what was crazy is the original man that was at that was the whistleblower for the pharmaceutical company, he knew that he was in charge of so many deaths. His guilt is what basically led him, and I know for a fact that it's called Relay. I can't confirm it, but I want to say when he left that last voicemail, he was trying to basically admit his fault, and I think he committed suicide. I do. Because when you hear him on the phone and he's like admitting, like, I know that they're all dead and I had something to do with it. He's talking like as if he's on his last leg. Just go watch the movie. I'm not explaining it all, but certain key points of that are very important, okay? So when I think about the relay service, this is how I think about it. The information is being given to you, right? You don't have a trace of who it's from. They won't let their identity down. This is something that the universe is doing right now. They won't let their identity be known. They won't let their boundaries fall. And they know everything. They have evidence of this information. It's like he also had leverage. So his leverage was that he had a copy of all the documents that the whistleblower gave him. And basically he kept it as leverage. So he kept it, if they came for the whistleblower, he would basically snitch on the world about the company. Okay. And if the whistleblower went back on it, then, he let the people do what they was going to do. It was a win-win for everybody, right? What I thought was so funny about the situation was at the beginning, the man is meeting with the boss, because you have the whistleblower has to meet with the CEO. That's how it works. That's how the leverage works. And the original whistleblower man, when he got in front of the CEO tried to act like he didn't know him. Once the files were sent over, he took the picture to verify proof of life. Baby, the CEO says, thank you, Mr. So-and-so. He knew who he was the whole time. So I'm trying to tell you guys, information is based off of necessity. It's not based off of want. People are very much so aware of everything that's going on and everything that they're doing. Please don't think that they don't. So if you have a closed heart and you have a closed ears, you will be duped. You will be duped. You will be duped. Okay? September is one of the months where I tell people, I'm never one to tell you I told you so, but I'm telling you now, I will tell you I told you so. You will be duped. Listen, people not making it far. They're not making it far. People are not making it far with the things that they're saying, how they're moving, what's going on. They're not making it far. Saturn going back into Pisces, there was a compromise between allowing an intuition to roam freely without there being consequences. Capricorns and Pisces normally kind of butt heads sometimes, because Capricorns can be very like, where are the facts? This is the structure. Lay down the foundation. This is this. And Pisces are kind of like, well, I know different. I know different. I live by the whys. I live by what I know. I'm in the flow. Are they right? Yes. Does that align with Saturn? No. Saturn says, you over here spinning in circles, doing damn near in the wind, looking like Kenya off of Real Housewives of Atlanta. You look crazy. Where are the facts? And Pisces like, you don't need facts where there's wisdom. You gain wisdom from accountability and awareness. At what point does that mean that you actually have to disclose what you were made aware of to hold yourself accountable for? That's going to eat people up. At what point do you have to disclose what you are aware of for what you are now accountable for? Y'all know how I always tell y'all, like, I just stopped talking to people? If something in my spirit be like, yeah, we got to skedaddle, I just stopped talking to them. I stopped talking to them. Why do I stop talking to them? It's because my spirit I was made aware of something, and now I'm going to hold myself accountable for what I was made aware of. It's nothing to disclose. If someone really wanted to know why your connection is not in the same, pattern that it was, they will contact you. Let me say it again. If people want to know why something is not on the same road and it's not moving, they will contact you. People don't contact you out of their knowing what they did was bullshit and you were made aware of it and you're holding yourself accountable for it. So now what you do is you use your wisdom to remove yourself. I hope everybody's paying attention. People from your past will come. They're not coming in the sense of a reconciliation. They're coming because they need to test your boundaries. I tell you this all the time. The North Node is in Pisces. People just aren't people. They're literally lessons. People aren't people. They're lessons. Somebody from your past come back and y'all start talking, listen to them. A lot of people will disclose to you what the fuck they've been going through. And it's not for you to be like, oh, that's because, no, just listen. Most people think that when they disconnect from individuals that people aren't going through their shit. Y'all think people get off rent-free. That's an illusion. Y'all think that people get off rent-free for the things that they've done, things that they've said, how they move. You think they got off rent-free. You think they did you wrong and you think they got off rent-free. That is not the truth. You needed that betrayal. You needed that pain. You needed that hurt. You needed to be bamboozled for your own growth. What happens to them for their growth has nothing to do with you. September will show you that you are not in charge of what happens to other individuals. What they did to you might be a part of their awakening, but you as an individual have nothing to do with people. Okay? I am one to always say, God don't play by me, my ancestors don't play by me. But I don't never know what they really do to people because I don't never know how people are really hurting. Okay? So when people come back and they're talking to you, I want you to listen. A lot of people will be coming back where there will be wisdom given. You have to listen. Okay? There are certain things that are happening right now that are basically saying, are you listening? There are things that are going to test your boundaries. There are things that are going to test you. These are tests. I need you to pass. Letting people back into your energy field won't be the problem. How they maintain in your energetic field will. If you don't got no bad blood in your heart, if you don't got no animosity, you're not holding on no resentment, no hate, no sadness, no hurt from people. When people come back, it's a simple, hey, how you doing? Christina's gone. If Christina exit the building, why is there so much animosity? Why are you so upset? If love don't live there anymore, why are you so upset? You can allow your disappointment in the world dictate how you move. Let me say it again. You can't allow your disappointment in the world dictate the way you move. So when someone comes back, I'm telling y'all now, people be like, oh, people coming back is because of this, because of that. No, baby. If one person's lesson was the boundary, another person's lesson is to learn how to respect one. If one person's lesson is to implement a boundary, if one person's lesson is to implement a boundary, the second person is to learn how to respect one. Because y'all see how y'all got into that dynamic, right? You didn't know how to implement it and they didn't know how to respect it. Here we go. Take two to tango. So now, these are your tests. Your tests come in all shapes and different sizes. There's a lot of shape-shifting energy. There is a lot of shape-shifting energy. Let me tell you again. Shape-shifting energy. You're probably like, Oji, what do you mean by that? There are an energy of a person or energy of a lesson that is being disguised in different people. Okay? Most people fail because they think, oh, new person, new journey. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Okay? Let me say it again. Absolutely not. If this is who you've become, since Saturn's been in Aries for however many months, if this is the individual you've become, more confident, more ambitious, more, you know what I'm saying, like having a better standard about yourself, more open, more creative, then when a lesson and a different energy comes back, you won't have a problem, right? You won't have an issue implementing a boundary and making sure a motherfucker respect it, right? You won't have an issue with causing confrontation. Because, see, that's another thing that's going to happen, people. When people come back and they come back with sob stories, are you going to be like, oh, my God, your dog died? Oh, well, I get it. I get why you were so distant. Your dog died. Oh, my God. Oh my God, your car was broke. That's why you lied to me. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Oh my God. Come back. Is your car better? How do you feel about your dog? Don't allow excuses. No, absolutely not. Absolutely the fuck not. Let me say this again. Your false sense of empathy and being an empath is not going to work. It's not going to work. If you let somebody come back and tell you, you know, my mom died and, you know, my job fired me and, you know, all these things, you tell them, I am so sorry to hear that. I'm so sorry to hear that. Do y'all hear the silence? Y'all heard this? I just want to make sure everybody heard the silence. I'm so sorry to hear that. Because what else needs to be said? What else do you need to validate? There's nothing else that needs to be validated. Okay? I'm telling y'all, because they're coming back. They want to see you. They want to talk to you. They want that. They do. Y'all think that people ain't been getting their ass tore up? I keep telling you, if you have awakened to this information and we're all learning this together, you tune in, you get the wisdom, you act upon it, you gotta realize, sweetie, the world is suffering. You just not. I want everybody to look at your life and I want you to understand, everybody is getting their ass tore up, but you're not. You know why? Because you're taking the wisdom that you're learning and you're implementing it in your life. Y'all think just because people can smile on social media, y'all think just because people can ghost you and these folks is getting their ass towed up. The economy is fucking them up. Excuse me. These people, I'm not trying to like be funny. I'm for real. People was lollygagging around lessons. People was bullshitting around lessons. They getting their ass towed up. Life might be good for you, but I'm telling you right now, the collective is suffering. I mean that with so much love and grace. The collective is suffering. See, you've cultivated an energy around you that's allowed you to be protected from BS. But I'm here to remind people the world is suffering. That's why when everybody be like, oh my God, we all going through it. We have to have grace. We're all going through it. No, we're not. I'm not infected. I got papers to prove I'm not infected. I'm not infected. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I'm not struggling. I'm not struggling. In the midst of a chaotic world, I'm not struggling. And I'm not saying never could be me, but it ain't me now. I don't have that lifestyle. I don't know nothing about that. I'm not struggling. Okay? I'm telling y'all now, y'all think because people can walk away and you think they live in a life that they're not suffering. People are suffering, sweetie. They're suffering how to find stability. They're suffering certain things. A lot of people were giving the key. A lot of people were given a flash. Flash, 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 flash. This is the life you could be living. This is a mindset you could have. This is what you could do. People that took that flash and said, there's something over there. I want to go see what that is. Those are the people right now that aren't having an issue. September will show you that. People that saw the flash and they don't have an issue, those are the people that are doing fine. People that got a glimpse of it and was like, they're suffering. And they're not even suffering in silence. You just can't hear them. It's not funny because it's quite serious. But when I think about that shit, it's like, wow. People are suffering. You just can't hear them. Remember how I told y'all about that radio download? We're tapping back into it for September. Some people are adjusting their radio station and they hear static. Have you ever, I don't know if y'all are old enough for this, but before we were able, if you had CDs in the car and shit like that, before we was doing all this MP3 and shit, Bluetooth, basically when you was on road trips, you'd have to skim through the radio stations based off of where you was. So if you were too far from a tower, the radio station would be static. So you could be all of a sudden listening to music and all of a sudden it'd be like staticky. You go into another, go to another state, you skim through the radio stations. That radio station that was static before, now there's music playing in it. That's kind of how the towers are working. A lot of people right now, they hear music and they're like, they're too far from the tower. Now all of a sudden it's static. That's how the world looks. So now people that are in this energy that are getting close to another tower, you'll see. You can't hear them. People have been complaining. People are talking about, finances. They talking about their health. They talking about their mental health. They talking about, their dating world. They talking about all these things, but you won't be able to hear them. When people come back into your life and tell you their sob story, you won't be able to hear all the sadness. Because honestly, if you think about it, hurt people hurt people. So you knew they was hurting when they hurt you. Hear me again. Hurt people hurt people. Now people come back and they want to tell you all the shit that they did. Or that they went through that was hurting them. But if you want me to be fairly honest with you, you knew that they was hurting because hurt people hurt people. So now you can't hear them. So that is something we're going to have to really pay attention to in these next coming days. Now, let's get into a lot of things that are another thing that's happening, which will probably reflect everything I just talked about. So here we go. Now you just can't hear them. It's a sad, evil world we live in, but whatever. Okay, so today, wrong month. All right, let's run through some key factoring things. So Saturn in retrograde enters Pisces. As we enter this extended retrograde this year in Pisces, it may feel as though we're living in a fantasy world. This period invites us to look inward and recognize what might have been holding us back. Do y'all remember in the live that I was telling you that so many people see the consequence and they don't like the consequence? They're foreseeing the consequence, they don't like it. So they're trying to hurry up and change their actions, okay? So, and this is also within you. You're seeing the fact that what it looks like to basically not have shit, not do shit, not act upon things. One of the biggest shifts that you will see is that it will take less effort for you to gain more results in the month of September. you know, they always be like, go big or go home. It will take you less effort to get bigger results in them. It will be easier for you to do it because of the fact of the shift in you has a now a stable emotional foundation. So where you used to be thrown off by like doubt, and where you used to be thrown off by like fear of being seen. Can you hear me? I just had to decline a call. I should have put my shit on Do Not Disturb. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Okay, good. Hold on, y'all. Okay, hold on. All right. One moment. I'm screaming. All right, hold on, y'all. I'm screaming. All right. Okay. Damn, I don't know what thought I was. Whatever, here we go. Embrace this opportunity to see through the rose-colored glasses and strive for the stars. Thank you. Also, Mercury will be entering Virgo on the 2nd. Mercury's right at home in analytical Virgo. So there's a lot of South Node and North Node transits happening at the same time that we have planetary transitionings happening, okay? If you go watch Timeline Shift, that's exactly what I was talking about. All the pros and cons of the North Node and the South Node are reflecting amongst the transits that are happening. So Saturn going back into retrograde in Pisces, it's not even going back in the sense of like, we got more lessons to learn. No, it wants to see what have you already learned. Aries are bold. Aries are like, I don't give a fuck what you saying. I don't give a fuck. Radar is at 1,000. When it goes back into Pisces, that's when people start caring more. This don't mean to care more than you was just caring yesterday. You don't care. You didn't care yesterday. Don't start caring today. Okay? Don't find that false sense of empathic energy in there. You know, I told y'all, everybody want to be an empath and wonder why they literally take on all the energy of the collective. People walk around, I'm an empath. You know, I forgot, I'm an empath. Babe. Sometimes you don't need to put a title on yourself, okay? Because now you're soaking up energy that was never meant to come your way. But an empath is basically a spiritual sponge. Let me just remind y'all of that. An empath is a spiritual sponge. Right now, let's maybe let the empathic energy go. When you feel yourself soaking up energy that you don't want to soak up, I want you to wring yourself out. Okay? Mercury enters Virgo. Mercury's right at home in analytical Virgo. One its ruling signs. Over the next 2 weeks, our thoughts will be organized, resourceful, focused on being helpful as we use our sharp minds to serve others. It's bad business for me to dissect certain information. You know, oh, hold on, y'all. Hold on. Damn, I thought I brought it in here. Never mind, I guess not. Okay. Ooh. Okay, here we go. So with the South Node being in Virgo, one thing that it's going to do is that you need to stop dissecting for information, okay? Stop dissecting for information. Information will be given to you. Okay, details will be given. I told y'all, only reason why Virgos and Gemini placements try to dissect information and deep dive into the, in the World Book of, records and shit like that, in the dictionary and encyclopedia, is because they're trying to control a narrative. Stop dissecting information. While Mercury's in Virgo, stop dissecting it and just organize the details that are being brought to you. Once again, the Akashic, what are the odds that I talk about the Akashic records? And the North Node is doing a transit around Saturn being in Pisces. Saturn going retrograde and back into Pisces. And then Mercury being in Virgo. And we're literally talking about the Akashic records of something that's a necessity and not a want. Information that will be brought to you. Okay? Also, the dreams right now, let me go ahead and tell y'all about these dreams. Oh, my nose is itching. The dreams right now are very, they're not wrong, but they're not right. They're not clear. The dreams right now are not clear. Okay, I want to make sure I'm being they're not clear. In the dream state, you are basically being able to astral project or walk through different timelines freely to overcome certain things that are outside of your control in the real world, and you're able to overcome symbolisms in the dream state. I hope that makes sense. I hope I'm explaining that properly. You're able to overcome lessons in the spiritual realm in a symbolic way than if you were to do it in the physical world in the human way. Makes sense? Like, when it's like when you see certain things in your dream, they're symbolic. There's a lot of energetic, there's a lot of inappropriate energy invasion. I hope this is making sense. Sometimes shit be sounding too spiritually, too witchy, twitchy, that I be like, should we be talking about this? Because, do you think they'll get it? That's literally how I feel sometimes. Where I be like, maybe this is a little bit too, not that you guys don't understand. But I do feel like sometimes we talk about things and they seem like a little bit too far-fetched. And I'm kind of, I rewatch it and I be like, bro, that was a crazy ass analogy. Like, I think that's why I do speak in analogies, because to be able to explain what the fuck is in my mind is very difficult. Because it's like, in a dream state, you can go back and forth into different paradigms. You know what I'm saying? To overcome certain things because you're in the most vulnerable state of sleep. Okay? That's why in dreams, I've never heard someone say, is this a dream? And when they do, they turn your ass back the fuck around and they get you the fuck up out of there. Because what is you saying? What is you saying right now? What is you saying right now? What is you saying right now? That's why a lot of dreams, you see it as if you are in that bitch, like this. Like, you don't see yourself outside your dream. You see you are in that. And maybe that's just me. But majority of my dreams, they're not like, it's like I'm in somebody else's meat suit and I'm just walking through that beach and I see everything. I don't never see myself outside of myself. I'm always very present in myself. I hope that makes sense. I might not think I'm me, but it feels like me. You hear me? Okay. So just keep that in mind. Crazy aspect, but I just feel like that's something is coming up. Like the dreams, there's a spiritual invasion happening in dreams. It's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. Because so many people are comfortable playing in the dream state. And to me, that is so crazy because people play in the dream state because they don't have fear of ego in the physical. Yes, it's like a third person in the shooting. Yes. That's exactly what it is. Okay, so many people are literally in this mindset right now where they play in the dream state. I don't like that. Why don't I like that? Because of the fact that when people play in the dream state, they play in a state that there's actually their most authentic. That's why there's a lot of shape shifting happening in the dream state, because the energy's playing around. The energy of deception, the energy of betrayal, the energy of a lesson is playing around in the dream state. Because it can't show up in the physical because you're now implementing boundaries. So now, let's say the dream state now meets you in the physical. What are you going to do? So many people are coming to y'all in your dreams to talk to you because they haven't gained the confidence to come talk to you in person. So when they come talk to you in person, I'm telling you right now, I'm so sorry to hear that. That silence will help them open up more. If they really want to talk, it'll open up more. But most people, if I can be honest with you, they want to come back with a sob story so they can what? Disrespect the boundaries that you didn't what? Implement. Now let's get into it. Thank you. That's not a concern about where am I? So on the 3rd, Mercury in Virgo squares Uranus and Gemini. This aspect may bring some nervous tension today, as unexpected changes in plans can leave us feeling unsettled. Remember, too much excitement isn't always beneficial. I've always told you guys this, and I've been shown this more than ever, that when your manifestations come, you really shouldn't be excited. That means that there's a lack of grounding in it. Anytime I've been overly excited about a manifestation, it's because it's not solidified. It's not solid. There's actually not a firm foundation in sight. Okay? Ground yourself. Ground yourself from not having to, because Mercury is squaring Uranus, when the big thing happens, the big details brought to you, don't do all that. Ground yourself in the details that are being brought. Ground yourself in the things that are happening around you. Just ground yourself. It's not a bad thing, but I do realize that when people are overly excited about something, it normally throws off something. You're either overexcited, you talk too much, overexcited, you do too much. You have to be calm. Regulating your energy and your nervous system will go hand in hand with opening the heart to open the ears. Okay, let's keep going. On the 4th, Mars in Libra squares Jupiter in Cancer. Avoid making impulsive decisions today, as they might not lead to the best outcomes. Quick actions can result in negative consequences, so stay wise. There's a lot of different little aspects happening. I'm actually not going to go through all of them. I'm only going to go through the ones for this week, and then I'm only going to go for the major ones of the month in this video. And then on our weekly updates, of course, y'all know I'll go through the ones of that week. So another big thing that's happening is the fact that Uranus will be going into retrograde. Uranus going into retrograde is the epitome of letting the twin that is the most appropriate in any circumstances come out. It's best that you do that. It's literally, you need to let whatever twin, and I mean this dark or light side of you, whichever one is the most appropriate, you need to let it out. You're probably like, oh, gee, no, this doesn't call for my dark feminine. Yes, it does. See, you're not realizing there's some emotional manipulation here. You're not realizing that there is some weird shit going on. So where you want to have that empathy, where you want to have that soft spot for the situation, it's not appropriate. You might not think that letting that dark feminine energy, dark masculine energy, whatever, you might not think letting that shadow side come out is appropriate, but that's because you aren't seeing things for what they truly are. Uranus will be in retrograde. Allow the twin that is the most appropriate during that circumstance come out. Trust me. When we come back and talk in October, you're going to be like, girl, what the fuck? Well, I told you. I told you. You were like, but they were just so kind and they were just so sweet. I just wasn't right. You wasn't paying attention. You didn't peep. You didn't peep. I just had to implement. And one thing about it, I want y'all to remember. I do not want you to guilt trip yourself. I do not want you to start feeling bad that you had to let whatever twin come out, come out. If somebody's playing a dark game with you, your light side come out, and then you be like, I can't believe I didn't stick up for myself. Well, bitch. If light energy comes and you meet it with dark energy, you know what I'm saying? Hey, sometimes you gotta be like, okay, maybe I misread. But I'm gonna have to say, because I'm not gonna say 10 out of 10. I'm gonna have to say 8.5 to 9 out of 10 times out of that times. Whatever one shows up is exactly what was needed. You thinking somebody meeting you with light energy the whole time? That's a mask. They're trying to finesse. They're trying to latch and leech and use you. This is the big, September is a very big opportunity. This is a big manipulation month. It is. It's magician energy because there's Virgo things going on. Are we still in Virgo season? Is this Virgo season? We still in Virgo season, right? Yeah. Because we're in Virgo season, because we're about to close out a Virgo season, go into Libra season. Let's not even get into that. Y'all got to understand, this is a finesse city. Oh, happy belated birthday, Buki. Just started last week. You so right. Thank you, girl. Happy belated birthday, Buki. This is a big finesse month. So this is why I'm trying to tell. This is why I told y'all last month, if you stop asking all them questions, you can get ahead of everybody. Asking all them questions, you can get ahead of motherfuckers. You can get ahead of it. You see what I'm saying? Yes. If you actually stopped asking all them questions like last month, you could get ahead of people. And baby, I'm telling y'all firsthand, that's exactly what happened. Remember I told y'all that it was groups of people that was lying. There was only one truth. There was personal vendettas. If you got ahead of it, you'd be fine. I promise y'all, that's exactly what the fuck happened. So this month, oh, it's finesse city. It is finesse city. People like, I'm calling it. You on that bullshit. People are calling bullshit. You think, in spades. So if you ever play spades, if you haven't played spades, we gotta talk. Because you can't get on the table with me. You don't know how to play spades. When somebody renege, people can choose to call it. Some people, they don't call it right away. Some people, they wait and see. Okay, maybe they didn't renege, maybe they did it. There are some people that call it off rip. You reneged. Because they've been so observant the entire game to know you bullshit. So I'm telling y'all, this month, it's a renege month, and people are going to be reneging. If you haven't played spades, basically reneging is when you put down a card because you said you put down a spade or you put out something because you don't have any more of the class suits. You don't have any more of those suits. So let's say everybody playing a diamond. You put down a heart because you don't got no more diamonds, right? Then later on down the game, you all of a sudden throw out a diamond. You reneged. If people ain't paying attention, they'll miss it. But I'm telling y'all now, you better start paying attention because see, once again, Virgos and Geminis that don't have to dissect information, go deep dive searching, ask a whole bunch of questions, will realize that the details come to them naturally. And one thing that I love about, one thing I really do love about Virgos and Geminis, because as a Gemini rising, is that when I'm actually more receptive to details, I be already having the full fucking story. Because not only am I open to receiving the details, also my intuition is talking to me because I'm allowing that to be open. My heart is opening to being receptive, meaning my ears are open. When my heart is open, I'm not worrying about deception. I'm not worrying about anything. I'm just listening. So the very moment that I hear a deception, all of a sudden I go, this nigga's lying. At the very moment I hear the tone, I hear the under emotion behind what you're saying. Shorty having an insecure moment. Wow, that's crazy. I'm telling you, it works and it will work for you. Okay? Everything I'm telling you will work for you this month. Oh, Jesus, sorry. Use it. Use it. Trust me. Everybody keep talking about, oh, September lockdown. September is the last quarter. The last quarter is October, November, December. We are still in the third quarter. Niggas is getting too ahead of themselves. Niggas is getting a little bit too ahead of themselves. Even when we look at it from a perspective of an astrological calendar, March, April, May, okay? June, July, August. September, third quarter. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Now, I told people I felt that there was a fourth quarter energy. But now I see why. Because everybody's getting a little bit too ahead of themselves. Slow down. We're only what? 7 months in to the astrological year? Slow down. Slow down. Okay? On the 7th, Uranus in retrograde in Gemini, as this planet of independence goes retrograde, it urges us to question conventional ideas and challenge the status quo. This is a time to dismantle established beliefs and uncover deeper truths. Let's keep going. Lunar eclipse, full moon in Pisces on the 7th. The world may feel a bit gloomy as this draining eclipse highlights the darker aspects of life. It's best to avoid making major decisions. Instead, embrace any changes that come your way. Okay, let's keep going. Another transit that's happening is Vesta, and this is on the 13th. Vista enters Sagittarius. Back for round 2, we're inspired to tap into our inner wanderer as curiosity guides us towards new experiences, adventures, and a sense of balance amidst the busyness of life. Let me say that again. We are inspired to tap into our inner wanderer as curiosity guides us towards new experiences, adventures, and a sense of balance amidst the busyness of life. Finesse. Finesse. On the 18th, Mercury enters Libra. Mars is in Libra. People are fighting for a cause of we, not I, us. Okay, Mercury goes into Libra. That's where it becomes very charming. Finesse. Okay? Communication becomes charming and diplomatic in the upcoming weeks, allowing us to use our words to build friendships, deepening romantic ties, and forge important connections. It's an ideal time for mingling in social situations and resolving conflicts. If you have an openness, you have an open here. One thing that Libras do is lie. They lie. They lie because they're trying to balance out something. They're having a hard time picking the side of the fence. Thank you. Okay. Venus enters Virgo. Finesse. This is a finesse month. As we bid farewell to summer, take a moment to reflect on our relationships. It's easy to notice flaws in others, but don't forget to recognize their positive traits too. After all, nobody's perfect. I'm sorry to hear that. All right, there's a new moon in Virgo on the 21st. This solar eclipse encourages us a deep reflection on our lives and how we can improve things. Use this energy to cultivate good habits. Prioritize your well-being and get everything in order. Mars enters Scorpio. This is a finesse month. Look at all the transits that's happening and who they're moving into. They're moving into Virgo. Virgo is the South Node. They're moving into Libra. Mars is currently into Libra. And then Mars moves into Scorpio. Pluto. Do y'all not see that everything is underneath? It's an underlining. Everything's underlining. Everything is underlining. Everything is underlining. It's beneath the surface. That's why information that's coming to people is going right over their heads. I'm telling them about how men used to be women in a different past life. People are talking about, well, actually, we have feminine and masculine energies all within us. Okay. Because what the fuck are you talking about? This is just an opinion, great opinion, but we are genderless souls. Okay. Okay. All right. Anywho. Okay. The fuck are you talking about? Pew. Okay. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm telling y'all, finesse. People is trying to finesse. What the hell are you talking about? You trying to be so smart for your own britches. This ain't even that type of conversation. Come again? Thank you. So Mars enters Scorpio, the first day of autumn. Also, this is where a lot of people will have the urge and the thing to procreate. You better procreate ideas and not babies. This is where everybody starts to get this friskiness in them, because this starts Libra season. Okay? Everybody, you better procreate ideas and not babies. This is where everybody's going to get a little bit frisky with their energy, very sexual. Because when Mars enters Scorpio, Mars is ruled by Scorpio and Aries. People's drive to be more freaked out, stop. People that are very lustful, it's finesse. I'm telling y'all, September has finesse. Finesse is like, it's a big finesse. You can't finesse a finesser, you can't play a player. I can't get got. Okay? Open up this, you'll hear this. If you close your heart and close your ears, what you're basically telling the world is that the only way I'll open my heart is if someone pulls on my emotional heartstrings. That is emotional manipulation. That is emotional corruption. That is corruption. Okay? If people have to pull on your heartstrings just for your ears to be open, that is corruption. Why do you need to be corrupted? A lot of you guys this month, you need to take a chill pill. If you're going to deal with certain situations, put your boundaries up, implement them, and take a chill pill. Quit bringing up shit that don't make sense. Quit talking about things that don't matter. You can't control nobody. Stop talking about it. Simple. You're there, you're going to deal with it. Shut up. If you have a goal in mind, why are you letting other things that have nothing to do with that goal affect you? I'm talking to myself right now. I can hear it. Ooh, I hate that feeling. if you know you want certain things in life, if you know that this is how you life is easier, if your life is being made easy by different people and circumstances, shut up about anything outside those circumstances. Shut up. Become self-obsessed. Shut up. If there's somebody at work making your work life easier, don't go complaining about other circumstances. Shut up. Become self-obsessed and level up. Use your karmic cycles as stepping stones. Use karmic people as stepping stones. I have always told people this, and this is the month that you could use a couple of them to get up. You could use a couple of them to get up. Okay? Simple. This is when you're gonna have to implement that the world isn't fair. All right. All right. The first day of autumn may feel a bit eerie as Mars enters Scorpio. Over the next few weeks, the warrior planet settles in one of its ruling signs, unleashing its full power. This transit will amplify your ambitions, personal strength, passions. Be smart and move in silence. I'm telling you, these transits are exactly what I said. Information you need to know based on what you want to know. And then the sun moves into Libra. We have the fall equinox. I'll talk more about that when we get there. Let's keep going. Okay, those are all the major things that's happening in September. Everything that's happening in September is it's a prime example of why I keep the Akashic records, because there's so much Virgo transits happening. The South Node is how you get out of karmic lessons. And because Virgo is about details, you're going to learn certain details. That planet has information. The Akashic Records has the table of contents. And basically, they go to the planet and they go to the wisdom of that planet. And they're going to give it to you so you can be able to make it through that transit and benefit as much as possible. You will not have to do much effort because there's so much Virgo. It's lessons that you're coming out of. These lessons won't be that hard because there's actually a planetary transit happening, you know? So instead of the everyday day-to life, trying to be perfect, trying to be over analytical, you know, all of that, trying to be, you know, a good service to people that aren't a good service to you, these transits will help you move up quickly. Because now the energy is like the energy is at a whole of that planet, you know? Mars in Scorpio is the underworld energy. So that's why I said there's a lot of less effort, but more results happening in this season. Why is that? It's because of the fact of Virgos are very hermity, very isolated type of people. You know, Scorpios are very hermity, isolated type of people. They don't really like being around everybody. The only energy that right now you will probably battle with is when Mercury goes into Libra and when the sun moves into Libra, because you will feel the strings of other people pulling on you. But I mean, let's just be honest. Libras thrive when they are in their most beautiful form. And by beauty, I mean like they look good, they feel good, they smell good. They're not trying to have people see them as good. You know, that's one thing that I really notice about a lot of Libra placements is like when their focus is to get validation from everybody else that they look beautiful and that they are beautiful and shit like that, that's where they be a little finicky. I mean, that's where I see them being a little finicky. When they're doing it for themselves, that's when everything is actually good. They're good. Their energy's good. They're in a very pure light, you know? But like when they like are trying to do it for that external validation, like, well, how can we see me as a better person? How can we see me as a better mom or a better dad or a better boyfriend? That's where they normally have issues, you know? because they're so busy trying to focus on everybody else, trying to please everybody else, and that's just not, it doesn't work, okay? That's it. This month gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. I think the craziest part about this month is the fact that the way people will be trying to finesse. Who are you? Like, people will literally be trying to play like you are dumb. And I mean, I guess you could say, you know what I'm saying, you playing dumb, but it's just like, I don't have to disclose everything that I've been made aware of and what I'm taking accountability for. You know, sometimes I had to like pay attention to this. Why would I address something that I know for you to lie? Why would I address you about something that I know you're going to lie about? Because what's going to happen is you're going to lie and try to gaslight me because I don't have concrete evidence. I don't need concrete evidence. The information was given to me. So I just feel like when you know information, just implement your boundaries around the information that you know. That's going to fuck the world up because they're like, damn, how are they holding something against me that they don't really know? You don't know what the fuck I know. And see, that's what normally gets people caught up because they don't know what you know. They don't know how you found out. That, you know, that came out around, I think it was the full moon in Sagittarius. This was like a couple years ago. It's probably like 4 years ago. I remember I had a download and it was like, there were groups of people, or maybe it was when the South Node was in Libra. I don't know. But it was groups of people, and basically they was trying to figure out like how you knew what you knew and who told, and they were trying to gaslight themselves like, oh no, they don't really know. They don't really know. But it's like, well, if they didn't know, then why did they change up their actions towards us? Why did all of a sudden there's certain boundaries and barriers between us? They know something. And so that's the energy. That's the energy. So just pay that shit attention. This month gonna be crazy. But I mean, I feel like it's gonna be a great month because of the fact of, why waste my energy trying to, ooh, hold on, wait a minute. Oh no, that's the floral one. I don't want that. Why waste my energy? I don't know. I just feel like, why waste my energy on, you know, thinking about, why waste my energy on trying to get you to prove what I know to be right instead of me just implementing the boundaries and just leveling up off of you now? Because basically what people do when they want to find out if you know something, they just start to kiss ass. So just use their shoulders and their back to stand up on. People literally service you out of guilt. So many people don't understand that. People be so quick to just throw people away. Why throw them away if you could just use them out of guilt? People service you out of guilt. You ever seen somebody that's jealous of you, all of a sudden they want to do all these things for you because they're guilty of why they were jealous of you? Somebody that's like, oh, I thought you were mean when I first met you. Out of guilt, now they want to do everything for you because now they feel stupid. People literally out of guilt. So instead of you, you know, utilizing your morals and values, honey, use their ass. A lot of people, they need it. Karma comes back in stability. The same person that crossed you now stabilizes you. Amen. Even if you just use their energy for it. I don't care. Some people, they don't look at it like that because of the fact that it's like, oh, you know, they want to have all these like morals and stuff like that. But a lot of y'all morals are implemented on your people-pleasing ways. You basically are holding a grudge because I wouldn't have done that. Okay, well, that's not how life works. Life isn't fair. And that's why a lot of people are having a hard time getting through this energy. Why are you trying to get through energy of what I wouldn't do? That's not how it works. This month is going to show you that you have to stop walking around the world thinking that everybody's going to do everything the right way because that's what you would do. If everybody would do things like you do, don't you think that we'd have a better world and people wouldn't try to finesse? Right. So beat them at their own game. That's how you'll get ahead in September. So many people, they're too far ahead. So many people are too deep into shit. So many people think that they've overcome so much information and so much wisdom that they know every fucking thing. Remember I told y'all in the last reading, I said a lot of people can't accept you're wrong. You're fucking wrong. You were wrong, and that's okay. One of the most powerful places to be is a place where you can be corrected. That's a powerful place to be. Where you can be corrected, that's very powerful. So I'm telling people that think that their entitlement to thinking that they're always right is how they got embarrassed. Use it. You were wrong. And it's okay. Everybody be trying to sit there and be like, oh, you were wrong. You were wrong. It's okay. It's okay. All right. I have to go. I gotta go, babes. Okay? I literally gave everybody the tea. Have fun this month. You know what I'm saying? The more and more you lock in, the more and more you'll stop caring. You'll stop caring. You'll start realizing, like, you know what? Life ain't too bad. Because life is not that bad if you just relax. Everything right now is a benefit. Even the people that you think are here to benefit you. Everything is a benefit. Let me say it again. Everything is a benefit. The jealous bitch on the corner, the lustful man on the side. Everything is a benefit. When you implement boundaries, you take a step up. Because people's personal vendetta and their own issues and their own secret motives, they don't realize that that's ammunition for growth. Thank you for having that type of view towards me. Thank you for, because your actions aren't a reflection of my self-worth. That's what this is teaching everybody. Let me tell y'all, people's action towards you are not a reflection of your self-worth. How you deal with them is. So you tell me, is it not a win-win? Their character is now illuminated and your boundaries been implemented and they can't do nothing but respect it. That's a level up to me. That's a transmutation of energy to me. You came in my life to try to steal my energy based off of something that you've observed of me. I reversed it, finessed you, implemented the boundary, leveled up, and took the energy that you was throwing my way because I implemented that boundary. You ain't got no choice but to respect it. And going forward, you ain't gonna try that shit again. I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. Why do I love it? Because of the fact that people think that they are smarter and bigger than the program. You're never bigger than the program. Not around here. Not around here. And I want y'all to know, not around here. Show them people. Show them. You can always show somebody better than you can tell them about your boundaries. But, you know, I'm just saying. I have to go. I love you.